Hi guys, Blake and Ryan here today with Lilleys Landing Resort and Marina on Upper Lake Taneycomo. It is Friday the 3rd of November, or of January, sorry. And this is the OneCast. Today we boated up here. We are just across from the Trophy Run sign on the shallow side. I am throwing a 3/32 black and white on 2-pound test. And what are you throwing, Ryan?
Olive.
What is it?
Sculpin olive.
Sculpin with olive feathers, 3/32. 1/8 ounce on 4-pound? On 2-pound. Alright, I'm going to take us off anchor mode and get us away from the bank a little bit. So I picked this spot because the last couple days I've been fishing, and whether we were throwing jigs or jerk baits, this seemed to be one of the better spots. So we're gonna try it today and see if it's still the same. That should be good enough. Alright. Maybe a little farther. Got some fish jumping up there in that slack water. Did you? Alright. Whoa.
Drag it out of me.
Make it look natural dragging it out of there. This is kind of one of those spots where you got to slow your boat down because the water on the edge is moving slower than the water where your boat is. So I'm kind of just feathering the trolling motor here. Got a little bit of a wind today, but not like the wind from the last few days. Ryan misses another one. Okay. I was really hoping to put one on that first cast, but nothing on the OneCast officially today. Yesterday, a friend of mine, Ryan, and I were out fishing. And it was a pretty slow day. I'd have to say the jigs won the overall most fish. I was on an all Sculpin jig yesterday, was the hot ticket. And scuds on a fly rod. And we fished anywhere from the cable all the way down past I'm gonna forget the names of stuff today. Past Fall Creek. We couldn't hardly buy a fish on a jerkbait yesterday, but that last 40 minutes of light, we really started catching a lot of fish right in this little area.
In that hole there.
It was actually right down here where it opens up into this island where it's kind of a wetland. Is where we really caught a lot of them. And the day before, this black and white jig I'm using right now was the hot ticket. You know, I always do this to myself. I always step back there and just putting the trolling motor button in front of me. I don't know why.
Making it easy.
Yeah. It could be. I'm trying to put my cast right in front of that weed line. Kind of wishing I'd went with an 1/8 ounce. The wind wasn't quite as bad in front of the dock earlier before we left. Oh, Ryan found one.
It wasn't the weed line, because that was about the right spot.
I think that weed line kind of drops off once you get down here.
About the same.
I think I'm going to switch over to my Sculpin jig here. So yeah, this is about the spot where we'd start catching them yesterday. Every time we pass through here.
Got some big spots.
Oh wow. It's amazing to me how each one can be so different. Try to slow the boat down and take advantage of this little area right here.
Yeah, I was talking about that 5.6 with that guy yesterday. Fishing pole. This is 5.6. That's what I like.
Yeah, that's actually what I use, is the 5.6.
Keep fishing around.
Oh, you know you're not supposed to talk about your streak.
I didn't say it was a streak. I said it was 2 in a row.
That's how you build a streak, though.
I can't count.
Well, I'm glad we brought you along so they could see what a fish looks like.
So much prettier out here. Fish.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
That one's a little bit bigger. Yeah, beautiful.
We brought the other camera today. Another fish. I love the white fish on the road.
Yeah, well, and I was talking to Phil one day. He said that some of that has to do with the mating season.
Oh, I caught him again.
They get to work in those beds, and it whitens the tips of their fins.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Cut the line.
Broke your jig, huh?
I got my jig, it just cut the line and it got hung under that little.
Lip on the boat.
Huh?
Right there on the lip on the boat.
Part of their jaw that kind of pokes out.
Oh, yeah.
Line behind it.
Yeah. So yeah, just that little spot where you caught those 2 in a row right there, that was every time we passed through there, we both hook up. Yeah. Oh, there was a hit. Oh, he came back for it. No!
Oh.
I didn't expect him to come back for it like that. Darn it. There's one. He's a jumper.
Color today.
Yeah, and it was yesterday too. Oh, came off right at the edge of the boat.
That'll hurt my fingers. He didn't want to let go.
Oh, come on now. Tell you what, I've been having bad luck lately with the fish jumping and then just tangling the crud out of my rod tip.
Oh yeah.
They're good at it. They're really good at it. Huh?
Okay. I'm like, it's moving. Just not wiggling.
Thought you had Frank Jr. on the end of your line, huh?
I wasn't gonna horse it too much yet. I had to make sure.
My buddy Ryan and his dad have been coming down here to, what's this, Point Royale.
Yes.
And they come and they fish the jerk baits off the bank here. In the last few nights they've been doing pretty good, catching 17 to 19 inch rainbows. Just kind of wading out here on the front of this little island.
Throwing jigs or what are they doing?
Throwing the jerk baits. I think you said the other night they were using the Rainbow Rapala F5.
Got a couple guys staying with us that fished all night under the dam, wading around there. I think they caught a 26-inch walleye up there.
Oh wow!
Fat one. I mean, he was a fatty. And I think they caught a couple nice 20-inch rainbows too.
Very neat. It's hard to get up there when they're running the 3 units of water and wade.
Yeah, all night.
It's just hard to find somewhere to fish.
Yeah. I don't know where. I'd say they were fishing out of the outlet one right there.
I went up there the other night, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 nights ago, and fished for about an hour and a half. I took a buddy to teach him how to strip streamers. But anyway, so I took him up there to teach him how to strip streamers, and he wound up catching like 6 fish, and I didn't catch any. We seem to have something wrapped up in our trolling motor.
Smart thing.
It won't twirl whenever it's up in the air like that.
Alright, now go.
Nope.
Come on.
Apparently you gotta lock it.
Alright, now go. I think it's a fluke. Okay.
I think there's maybe some line tangled in the I'm sure you guys can hear that on the camera, but we're having some technical sound problems with our trolling motor. It's not because it's a dead battery, you don't think, is it? It's just spinning slower?
I don't know. It's it didn't make any noise at all out of the water. Maybe getting loose.
Huh. This little area in front of us right now, next to Andy Williams' house, that little pocket back behind there for this next couple 100 feet, that was a good spot a couple days ago with the fly rod. Throwing that
It's always a good spot.
cerise pink worm. I haven't heard many reports from the dock today. We just talked to a couple guys out here on the water that said they were dragging Rapalas on a drift rig up top and said they were catching a few. Other than that, I can't think of any reports.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
been
go
a whole lot. We should be getting some the next few days.
Yeah.
Quite a few guys coming in this weekend. And Do some fishing.
Go back to this black and white and see what happens.
Slower water maybe.
Yeah. If anybody's coming out to fish this weekend, I recommend that trophy run shallow side down to Lookout Point. As the last 3 or 4 days, there's been a big accumulation of fish there. Switching over to the Sculpin and ginger there.
Yeah. Washed out. I thought it was a little lighter as well.
Washed out peach.
Yeah, it's been on here a little while, I think. Missing some paint.
Yeah.
Peach isn't quite
It's got some character.
peachy. I'll get some of the 330.
And it's a 3/32, you say?
Yeah.
Second best spot I found over the last couple days of fishing is from right here, coming up on the tennis court down to the Narrows, on the shallow side again. I played around yesterday and fished some different color San Juan worms, fished a couple different egg patterns, and a couple different color scuds under the fly rod. I'd say the scud probably was the most effective of all those that I found.
Hot ticky.
Yeah. And then we played around with the jigs, and I'd say the Sculpin was the best. And the jerk baits worked no other time than the last 30 minutes or so of light. There's another one. Nicer one. Too. Yeah. Got a few boats out on the water today. I think they said the high.
We've seen for a while.
I think they said the high was 42 today.
I think that was first thing this morning.
Was it?
It felt pretty warm when I left the house. I'm like putting my coat on, thinking it's gonna be cold. You know, I got there. I'm like, it's not bad. I think I'll take this coat off.
I think I'm gonna go back to Sculpin. My black and white jig is not doing like it was 2 days ago.
It's crazy how they can change.
Oh no.
Hour to hour even on what color.
Well, it's just like yesterday. We started off with the jerk baits heavy, and we fished a couple drifts from the cable down to Lookout and couldn't buy a fish on a jerk bait. And then the last 30 minutes of light, I mean, it was almost every cast.
Yeah, but what time did you start?
What time did we start? We started at, I don't know, 12:30. Probably fished jerk baits.
Yeah, it's the middle of the day.
Yeah.
Jerk bait's not always that good.
We probably fished them for, I don't know, until 2 o'clock. And then finally he started playing with jigs and I started flipping stuff around on the fly rod. gonna have to play around with the trolling motor when we get back.
Yeah. We got all the bass fish out.
Do we?
I mean, we got an extra few.
I think we do have all the bass boats and all the John boats checked out for the tournament. A little closer to the bank there. What do you say, Ryan? We go to the end of the bend right there?
Yeah.
Kind of where those first couple houses start.
Yeah, we're about 20 minutes in.
Yeah. Ooh. I love 2-pound tests until there's a light breeze. Oh, yeah, sure did. Oh man, Ryan's on fire today.
About as round as he is long.
He's got a little belly on him.
Yeah.
Current keeps pushing me away from the bank here.
Doubles down there ahead of us.
Do what?
They got doubles on below us.
Oh man. Down there on the down all the way down there?
No, it's John's boat.
On John's boat.
Last guy.
Alright. All stay the same.
Maybe.
Maybe. Well, you know, last cast rules apply always. I feel like both of our jigs are almost right next to each other right now.
Schooling. Big fish.
School of jigs.
Yeah,
Well,
nothing exciting on that. I guess that'll have to do.
we thank you guys for watching, and we will see you again tomorrow. My hook was bent out.
Bye.